Welcome to the breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today, I want to talk to you about a classic novel by a phenomenal author. And in order to bring this whole thing full circle, I had to bring the Queen. That's right, Mary J. Blige, in order to pay homage to this phenomenal author. Um, I'm talking about Arthur T. Styles. Many of us, her readers, we lovingly call her the Twisted Mother, Mama T. And if you don't know why, I dare you to pick up one of her novels and you will see why. This woman has a twisted mind, but a phenomenal way of weaving the story together. So let's get into Black and Ugly. Please do not beat me over the head. As much as I love Mama T, this is probably one of the earlier works that I have not read, and I don't know why. When I picked it up, I was like, what was I waiting for? Could not put it down. Probably read it in like 2.5 days, and that's only because life got in the way, if you will. 282 pages, I believe. So, if you have time, you can sit down, you can knock it out in no time. But let me tell you about these friends. We have Parade, a very beautiful brown skinned girl who's friends with Sky, um, Miss Wayne, and Daphne. Now, Black and Ugly is what Parade's mother and sister have told her. They beat down on her like her entire life, especially her mom. Like, oh my God, how could you not encourage your daughter to embrace her beautiful brown self? But, um, she starts to develop self confidence along the way with the help of Miss Wayne. Miss Wayne is a whole another character. I don't want to give it away because I want you to find out yourself, the backdrop of Miss Wayne, but just know that Miss Wayne is an absolute trip. I will say this the story takes place in DC. So, Miss Wayne, you figure it out. And then we have Sky. Sky is a brat of all brats. She is a label whore, if you will. And, she has like her boyfriend Jay, who is feeding her addiction. However, we find out throughout the book that her love of labels, if you will, comes from an uncle. Now, Sky is also one who berates her friend Parade for being brown skinned, and she thinks she's better than her, and nobody's gonna want Parade because she wears my hand me downs, and how could she ever? One spoiler here, unbeknownst to Miss Sky, is that Parade, your so-called, dark-skinned, ugly friend, is sleeping with your man. Okay? Um, and that's a whole nother story within itself. Then we have Daphne. Now, Daphne pretty much had a hard way to go. So, what she does is she is a lady of the evening, if you will. Men are going to pay to um, they're going to pay for her time. um, and all I will say is, I felt so bad for Daphne throughout this book because she's had to endure some things that young women in general should not have to deal with, but she did. The outcome of her lifestyle is one that we don't wish upon anybody. But wakes you up and lets you be aware of what you're doing and who you're doing it with. Again, I don't want to give spoilers because I want you guys to go and get Black and Ugly. Again, it's one of T Styles' earlier works. Oh my God. That's all I can say is, oh my God. But anyway, uh, so they all go to this party one night and something happens and there's a dead body and there's a lot of blood on one of the girls. And so now people want answers. Very important people want answers as to what actually happened at this party to this young lady. And there's a price on somebody's head. So throughout the book, you see a lot of themes. You know, it's a mystery because, you know, is the culprit ever going to be found? Or is she going to blame it on one of her friends? Are her friends going to rat her out? Also, you see a couple of relationships develop in this book. Are they sincere or is there a hidden agenda? There's a lot of relationships or situationships, if you will, going on in this book. And watching them play out, it was just like, wow, you know, and then to see at the end who the ugly duckling who has become this beautiful swan, who she actually ends up with, and is there a motive there? That's the question. Now, like I said, I'm not going to give it away. I want you guys to go and get it. Just know that you will be pleased with this book. Could not find one error. That's one thing about a T Styles novel. Gone through with a fine-tooth comb. You will find not one error in this book. And I loved it. I love the fact that there is a sequel. There's also a spin-off. And so I look forward. I actually opened up the sequel like immediately following the conclusion of book one. So stay tuned for that, which is Black and Ugly as Ever. The spinoff is Miss Wayne and the Queens of DC. There, I gave it away. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did. But these are just the books that all tie into this particular novel. And I would like for you to check her out. If you are not connected or with T Styles, on Instagram, she's author T Styles. She's also that on Facebook. However, I believe she's at her maximum. I know she's always at her maximum and sometimes has to make room for her readers. Not quite sure if she's on Twitter, but she's got a lot of stuff going on. And she's got some things that coming up that is going to blow your mind. So stay tuned for that. Go and check out author T Styles. Again, it is November. It's Thanksgiving week. So we're gearing up for family, for food, for just experiences and creating memories. If you don't have anyone, it's okay. You know, go check on a neighbor, go check on a loved one, because sometimes they don't have anybody. But you know, if you choose to be home, grab a good book, a nice bottle of wine. You know, if you choose to have the TV or the radio on, me, myself, I can do without it all. Let me just enjoy my book and just enjoy. Life is about enjoying. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you have not done so already, please take a moment and do that now. Please tell everyone what we're doing over here on the breakdown. Coming to you from the alternate location. And until next time, happy reading, may be blessed.